Alright, hello and good evening everyone. Tonight is April 30th, 2015. It is the final night of April of this year, ladies and gentlemen. You are live watching on stream the latest edition of Ask the King here on YouTube on the stream, or perhaps you're watching on thekingofhate.com, which is awesome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. I thank you for being here on this very, very weird edition of Ask the King. This is... Oh, no. Talk about weird. Here we go. Hold on a second. Let me mute myself here. I had myself unmuted on the stream. Oops. But yeah, a very weird edition of Ask the King tonight, because it is actually being held on second later stream. But I have very good news for everyone, which I will announce here on the stream tonight, and I will also talk about on Twitter tonight. I guess I'll just get it out of the way right now. Why not, right? All this week, I have had my roof being replaced. The top of my house, the shingles, etc. being ripped apart and replaced. And I'm very proud to say that as of tonight, it is complete. They just finished. They just pulled away not more than 15 minutes ago. I actually, as I was starting the stream, I ran outside. I pulled my trash cans, which were emptied this week, into the house. And I pulled my car into the house. And it is over. So it was a week, almost a week. It was 4 days where normally, as you guys know, I would be doing an earlier stream. Some days I'd be doing a later stream, while other days I'd be working on other projects and such. This week was very different because these guys were here, replacing the roof. And there was so much noise, like no lie. There were some days we were woken up at 8 in the morning and couldn't fall back asleep. And we are a little thrown off and disheveled here because of the occurrences of this week with these guys being here. But the good news is that it is over. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is over. The roof has been replaced. And that means that starting tomorrow, we can get back on track with our regular scheduled programming. No more weird, weird situations where I can't stream when I want to, etc. There should be no noise contamination. And in fact, ladies and gentlemen, as early as next week, I will now be able to install my soundproofing foam onto the walls of my office. I have some various places kind of picked out where I want to put it. I'm actually going to probably wait until after I go grocery shopping this Saturday. And once I get all the groceries in the house, Saturday night, I'll probably unpack the soundproofing foam on the floor of my garage and have it start to expand, because it's actually been vacuum packed, excuse me. So it's very squished right now. Have it take a few days, maybe 2-3 days in the garage, kind of expanding. And then finally, hopefully sometime during this coming week, I will be putting that up on the walls. And hopefully that'll, be the fruition of those March patrons who all, pledged to my Patreon account, because they wanted to see my audio quality increase significantly. So that's pretty awesome. I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are too. In addition to that, it's awesome because it means tomorrow we could do a normal first stream like I usually do, which is great because, that puts me right back on track into the stuff that I've been working on, rather than being put too far behind. I'll be honest, I am a little behind this week. I was hoping to maybe do a little bit more gameplay, and I wasn't able to because of some setbacks. But for the most part, business as usual. We'll be back to consistent gameplay and, the continuation of the playthroughs that you guys love, like Persona 4. We'll be continuing tomorrow in a longer stream, thank goodness, right? It'll be the longer stream. So hopefully we'll finish the dungeon we're in, fight the boss, and some story progression. This coming Saturday, we're going to have the beginning of Broken Age Act 2, the second half of Tim Schafer's point-and-click adventure game, which we played a year ago and liked, and then it kind of vanished into obscurity. That's going to be continuing this Saturday. Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, will be another stream similar to what I did last night, where I'm going to be creating a room in MKX on the PlayStation 4, and viewers, fans, hell, anyone who wants to play me will be able to jump into this room and try to challenge me to matches, and I'll be playing for about 3 hours on that stream on this Sunday. And then Monday, we'll be finishing up, hopefully, Broken Age Act 2. So that's kind of the rough schedule. In addition to that, tomorrow night I will not be streaming because I'll be working on the best and worst of April. That's right. As I said at the beginning of this pre-stream, this is the final day of April, ladies and gentlemen. If you can believe it, April is come and gone. I seriously feel like we just started playing Bloodborne, And now you look at the calendar, and it's the end of April. That was a month and a half ago. What the shit? Where did all the time go? Seriously. Where the hell did the time go? I don't know, but if you can believe it, just this month we played Bloodborne, we played Persona 4, we played MKX, we had a DLC for The Evil Within. Of course, I was focusing on, we had a final Minecraft stream that I liked. So it should be a good best and worst montage that I'll be working on tomorrow night. And I'm hoping that Sunday night I'll be releasing that. Okay? In addition to that, tomorrow night there will be a new episode of the best and worst of Heavy Rain. I actually finished it. I was able to work on it and finish it this week during the downtime when I wasn't streaming. So luckily I will be releasing that tomorrow night. So that's awesome, right? Another episode of that. I want to say thank you to the 12,000 or so people who checked that out. This week, you checked out episode 2. The first week was pretty good. I got about 18,000 views. This week, we went down to about 12,000. So I can definitely see, you know, the interest is going to wane, but I think over time, people will check it out anyway. So episode 3 will be releasing tomorrow night, just so you guys know. Next week is going to be awesome. Next week, we've got our first DLC character for MKX, which everyone's hyped for. We've got a new game with Wolfenstein: The Old Order, a throwback to the classic Wolfenstein games, only in a modern, you know, graphical engine. And I'll be honest, the past 2 Wolfenstein games that I played, I actually quite enjoyed. Wolfenstein: The New Order that I played last year was one of my favorite games of the year, and I hope that you guys will check out The Old Order next week. So next week we've got a combination of new games, continuing on with other, you know, gameplay. I'll probably be doing more MKX. We'll probably stick in some Persona 4 there. And ladies and gentlemen, very happy to announce, before we get started with Ask the King tonight, as I see the stream numbers are building, so I'll talk a tiny bit more here. Very pleased to announce that as long as everything goes according to plan, and what I mean by that is if no one pulls out at the last minute, if no one's payment gets declined, all right, we are going to hit, once again, for the 3rd month in a row, all of my Patreon goals. That is freaking awesome, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you who did pledge to my Patreon this, you know, month, for the month of April. And some people have already been questioning, well, Phil, you know, if I was a $5 patron, I'm supposed to be able to vote on 3 different things. When can I do that? I'm very excited to do that. Don't worry. We do need to have a few days processing time. The way that Patreon works is it takes about 3 to 5 days to go through and process everyone's accounts. And once everything's processed, I will, you know, generate the list for our webmaster, send it to him, and he will upgrade everyone's accounts so that everyone will then begin to start nominating and voting on many different things this month, including what's the next game for the Best and Worst series after Heavy Rain, including do you want to see me continue to play Persona 4 all of May and into June, or do you want to see me mix it up with a different game? And, again, if everyone's stuff goes through, hopefully, right, the Indie Marathon, which was our top major goal for the month. Another Indie Marathon near the end of the month where, again, you'll be able to vote for what indie games I play. So 3 goals, again, 3 major goals hit. Now, we didn't hit the top goal, which was the stretch goal. And I'm not even really calling it the top goal because I don't believe that. I think that, like I said, as I explained it to begin with, it was a stretch goal. This is a goal that I'm going to leave up until hopefully we eventually hit it 1 month, where I can buy a new camera. It's about a $750 budget to buy a new HD camera. Now, if you guys have checked out the stuff I did this week, for example, the green screen footage that I uploaded to my vlogging channel, The King of Hate Vlogs, you have an idea of the kind of stuff that I can do, but you probably also saw some of the limitations. In fact, yesterday, when I did MKX with fans, I actually superimposed my green screen footage on my intro for MKX, you know, all the fan art that I streamed for it, and you could see a lot of issues. You could see a lot of artifacting, a lot of the fact that the shadows were showing, and that's all a result of, number one, you know, lighting that I am going to get better at in time. That was the first attempt I ever made at it, and I already got some good suggestions on how to improve the lighting, but also, number two, the color balancing of my existing camera is not good. It's, first of all, the camera doesn't record in 1080p. It records in 1080i, so it's not the highest resolution that people use right now anyway. And number two, it doesn't have good coloring balance. So because of that, it wasn't great. I would love to have this budget to get a much better camera so that I could do things like that green screen. It'll be professional looking quality that we can put into upcoming series. And I've already got some great suggestions from people on Twitter and stuff. They're like, Phil, why don't you do this? This would be an awesome thing to do with it. And I'm like, that is a good idea. People are being very creative, and people out there are using the footage to do funny stuff, and I'm perfectly okay with that, as long as obviously it's in good taste and it's not insulting. But some people have actually surprised me. People who have been pretty fucking mean to me made actually some pretty funny things that weren't insulting with the green screen footage that I actually had a good laugh at. And again, I have a good sense of humor. I'm okay with making fun of myself as long as it's not insulting or going to hurt my business. And I'm okay with that. So I'm glad that people are enjoying that footage. So here's hoping, as I said, that by the summer, right now it's the end of April, we got May, June, and July. Let's hope I say come July, I can possibly raise enough money to buy a better camera that I can use for all of this kind of stuff, for my game reviews, for my green screen footage, you know what I mean? For a lot of stuff. And I'm really hoping that we can raise that amount so that we can get a better camera and better quality stuff, okay? But anyway, yeah, thanks to everyone. As long as everyone who pledged doesn't pull out at the last second, and as long as there's not a bunch of people who get declined. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm a little nervous. The only reason I'm a little nervous is because I am a skeptical person. I'm a realist. Even though I like to be positive, I don't want to be a pessimist, but I'm a realist. Every month there's about 10 people who get declined. And right now we're at a goal, I believe the funding amount was at $1,320, and that's great, but the goal is $1,250. So if, let's say, 10 people get declined, some people were $5, some people were $10, and we end up dropping $200, being $100 under the goal, there's no way that I'm going to be able to do that Indy Marathon. But the flip side of it is, let's say it's real close. Let's say a bunch of people get declined, and, oh, man, we're $20 short of the goal. I'll probably give everyone the benefit of the doubt. And let's face it, I want to do the Indy Marathon anyway, so we'll probably do it anyway, even if we're just a little short, all right? So don't worry that, oh, no, we're $1 short. Now we can't, Phil's not going to do the Indy Marathon. No, I'm not that much of a dick. I'll definitely let people know what's going on, and more than likely, as long as there's not some crazy pranking here of someone who pretended like they were going to donate a bunch of money and they pull out at the last second, I'm pretty sure we have hit all the goals for the month of April. And that makes me feel good, because that means that obviously you guys and gals are enjoying what I'm doing. You like the changes, you like the improvements, and you're really enjoying everything, and I love that. I thank you very much, everyone, for that. I appreciate it. The support, the ongoing support is awesome. We're heading into a more busy month. In fact, the month of May is going to see some pretty decent releases, way more so than April had. So I think it's going to be a fun month, and I'm glad that you guys are going to join me for it, and you're excited for it. Okay? Alright, so that's pretty much it, everyone. I know that, unfortunately, we don't have as many people on stream for Ask the King as we usually do, but that's just a symptom of the fact that I'm doing Ask the King very late tonight, as per what I usually do for it, because of the roofers that were here replacing the roof on my house. So, it is what it is. We're going to go along with it. People can catch up on YouTube with the show. I'm excited for it. I hope that you guys are excited for it too. Okay? And, I want to say thanks for being here on the stream. Give me a moment here for the final setup adjustment, and then we're going to get started with tonight's episode of Ask the King. Thanks for your questions. Let's get started.